Greetings! The Keanu Reeves renaissance is upon us, and we are here for it. Keanu has been kicking butt in action movies for decades now, but it seems like he's out there more than ever these days.
Outside of your John Wicks, Keanu recently popped up in Toy Story 4 as Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest daredevil and stuntman, and played an insufferable, mean parody of himself in Netflix's Always Be My Maybe. But Keanu's biggest surprise appearance was at E3 when he not only took the stage to reveal Cyberpunk 2077's release date, but also the revelation that he was playing a major role in the game as Johnny Silverhand.
And so, in anticipation of Cyberpunk 2077, or in celebration of a beloved actor who keeps so busy he might as well live on our screens permanently, or just for the hell of it because it, let's take a look back at the brief history of every single one of Keanu Reeves' many video game appearances.
No way! Yes way!
It all started way back in 1989 with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when it was first adapted into a PC adventure game, and we got our first glimpse of a digitized Keanu as Ted Theodore Logan and his counterpart Bill S. Preston Esquire as they traveled through time having various adventures and accidentally learning things in the process.
I love to accidentally learn things in the process. In '91, Bill and Ted's Adventures continued with the release of new video games on the NES, Game Boy, and Atari Lynx, each a totally unique experience. While the latter two took cues from Bill and Ted's animated series, the NES version was very clearly an 8-bit rendition of real-life Keanu Reeves. Pay attention to these characters, by the way, because this goofy time-traveling buddy comedy franchise is actually getting a new sequel this year in Bill and Ted Face the Music, which probably won't be getting a video game adaptation, which is totally bogus!
What? Following the success of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 1992 Francis Ford Coppola adaptation of the classic vampire novel, but also a Keanu Reeves movie, official video game tie-ins were released for a whopping 9 platforms between 1993 and 1995, and all of these starred Keanu's character from the film, Jonathan Harker, though Keanu's likeness varied wildly between the titles.
So the lower resolution renditions of Keanu looked more like Han Solo or Aladdin, while the Sega CD had full motion video clips ripped straight from the film. Thankfully, Jonathan Harker's costume of white shirt and dark vest was reminiscent of Ted Theodore Logan's iconic attire, which helped reinforce the fact that players were looking at a small version of Keanu Reeves. Well, aside from the MS-DOS version, which was inexplicably a first-person shooter. What?
They were very popular in the 90s. It was a craze.
Weird.
1995 saw the release of an interactive FMV adventure game based on Johnny Mnemonic, the William Gibson short story that also inspired the Keanu Reeves movie with the same name, but didn't star Keanu Reeves.
The role of Johnny Mnemonic was played by Christopher Garton, star of Tremors 2 Aftershocks, and known imposter of Keanu Reeves. If you're watching this video looking for Keanu Reeves games, do not buy this game. That said, if you collect games starring guys who were in the Tremors films, then this one fits the bill. And also, what the f*** is wrong with you?
Now, The Matrix seems like it should have spawned countless video games, but somehow it only got 3 official tie-ins, and bafflingly only one of them focused on Keanu's character, Neo. 2003's Enter the Matrix was directed by the Wachowskis, featured some of the stars from The Matrix Reloaded, and directly intersected with the events of the films, but it also didn't allow players to play as Neo, much to the chagrin of fans who wanted to reenact their favorite scenes, starring the 6'1" Lebanese-born Hollywood dreamboat.
You got really into that last sentence.
I do my research.
Been waiting a long time to say that. 2005 was a good year for Keanu Reeves in games. First of all, there was an adaptation of Constantine in which the hockey-loving thespian portrayed the DC Comics Demon Hunter, and then fans of The Matrix finally got to be the one in Path of Neo, which was the straightforward Matrix video game people had been hoping for years.
But tragically, after that, Keanu stopped appearing in video games, and we were forced to play hundreds of games that didn't star the world's sexiest motorcycle-riding action star for a little while, until 2014.
You need like a cold shower, dude. You're getting really into this, man. Keanu returned to games in 2014 when Payday 2 DLC introduced John Wick as a playable character, the first of many of Keanu's in-game appearances as the infamous vengeful dog widower.
I don't think he was married to the dog.
He might have been married to the dog. It could have happened off-screen before the film.
Or Mrs. Wick.
We technically don't know that he was married to the dog or not. It could be, it's my fan theory. In 2017, gamers got a chance to get inside the action star's head, literally, when the John Wick Chronicles put the Johnny Mnemonic star in a virtual reality adventure, a Keanu Reeves simulator, if you will. You could be him.
Become Keanu, whoa! In 2018, Fortnite got an unofficial John Wick skin known as the Reaper, which Epic Games tried to pretend was not Keanu Reeves in spite of everyone obviously knowing it was Keanu Reeves. John Wick skin. Do you think it's like a rugged, rough skin or like a soft, gently moisturized one? Either way, I bet it's very warm.
We're just trying to make a normal.
Seems like a warm man.
It's just a normal video about Keanu Reeves games. You don't have to get hypersexual with everything. I know.
Nothing sexual.
You have a deep lust
It's
for
a
this
human touch.
man.
Compassionate.
What is happening? Anyway, a year later, probably to prove that they weren't ripping off Keanu Reeves and or to make more money, Epic Games released an official John Wick skin in Fortnite, revealed with a trailer in which the actual licensed Keanu Reeves skin squared off against the one they tried to pretend wasn't Keanu Reeves, even though it obviously was, and everyone knows it. We're onto you. We know all about
Busted,
it.
Epic.
Gotcha.
What are they gonna do now? Probably gonna close up shop. That's our work done. Journalists. Anyway, then last year, 2019, lovingly known as the year of the Keanu, which is Hawaiian for the breeze, Keanu's adventures took a turn for the turn-based in John Wick Hex, an action strategy game developed by Mike Bithell, the indie developer of Thomas Was Alone, which was a game that starred rectangles, presumably because Keanu was unavailable to be in it.
He might be in it. He might be one of the rectangles. You don't know that.
He's more of a rhombus.
And now in 2020, we're getting Cyberpunk 2077, a quadruple A open world RPG that lets players live out their ultimate fantasies of having a crazy futuristic adventure while the cybernetic ghost of Keanu Reeves is embedded in their brains.
Whoa!
Excellent!
I know Kung Fu.
Yeah, that's one of his quotes. Well, I'm taller.
Pop quiz hotshot. What's your favorite Keanu Reeves video game and/or Keanu Reeves quote?
And for all things Keanu, keep it right here on IGN.
There is no spoon.
San Dimas High School football rules.
He doesn't say that. The other guy says that. The football player says that. He doesn't say that line. That's not a Keanu Reeves line.
It's been a long time.
You're not a real Keanu Reeves fan.
Been
He's beautiful. His skin is warm.
Don't touch it. Don't touch him.